How Donald Trump's economic policies reshaped global finance. Love him or hate him, Donald Trump's economic policies didn't just shake up America. They sent shockwaves through the entire global financial system. From trade wars that disrupted supply chains to massive corporate tax cuts that lured businesses back to the U.S., Trump's America First agenda forced countries and investors worldwide to adapt or suffer the consequences. So how exactly did Trump's policies impact global finance, and what does it mean for the future? Let's break it down. Trade wars and tariffs, a global economic earthquake. Trump's aggressive trade policies, especially his tariffs on China, Europe, and Canada, have rewritten global trade rules. In 2018, he slapped $360 billion in tariffs on Chinese goods, triggering retaliation. The result? Supply chain chaos. Companies scrambled to move factories from China to Vietnam and Mexico. Higher consumer prices. U.S. importers paid the cost, passing it to buyers. Stock market volatility. Investors panicked over trade war escalations. Even the IMF warned these tariffs could cost the global economy billions of dollars by the end of 2025. Trump's Tax Cuts and Jobs Act may not boost U.S. profits, but they will force other countries to slash their own tax rates to compete. Ireland, France, and Germany try to cut corporate taxes to stop companies from fleeing to America. Meanwhile, U.S. firms repatriated over $1 trillion in overseas cash, but instead of raising wages, most bought back stocks, inflating Wall Street. The long-term effect? A global corporate tax war and rising inequality. Dollar dominance and sanctions, financial weaponization. Trump wants to turbocharge the U.S. dollar's power as a financial weapon. His sanctions on countries cut off entire economies from global banking, SWIFT. Result? Countries like China and Russia have sped up de-dollarization, creating alternative payment systems. The petrodollar has weakened as Iran sold oil in yuan, not dollars. Cryptocurrencies have surged as a sanctions workaround. For instance, Bitcoin has become a lifeline in Venezuela. Trump's policies made the world realize that relying on the dollar is risky. Deregulation, Wall Street's Wild West returns. Trump slashed certain banking rules, freeing up big banks to take more risks. While this boosted short-term profits, critics warned it set the stage for another 2008-style crisis. Meanwhile, his rollback of climate regulations pushed EU and Asian investors to dump U.S. fossil fuel stocks, accelerating the ESG, green investing boom overseas. COVID and the $6 trillion printing spree. When COVID hit, Trump signed the largest emergency spending spree in U.S. history. $6 trillion in stimulus, PPP loans, and Fed money printing. The side effects? Global inflation surge. Too many dollars chasing too few goods. Developing world debt crises. Countries like Argentina, Turkey, and Egypt are drowning in dollar-denominated loans. Bitcoin as digital gold. Some investors have fled to gold and crypto, fearing dollar devaluation. Trump's economic policies will not solve the problems that the world is already facing. Trump's economic policy is a paradox. He is trying to supercharge U.S. growth rapidly, leaving the global financial system more fragmented, volatile, and distrustful of the American leadership. Now, investors are asking, will America First mean more trade wars, more tax cuts, or a full-blown dollar crisis? One thing is clear. The current U.S. president won't just shape America's economy, but he will affect the fate of global finance. What do you think? Will Trump's policies help or hurt the global economy? Drop your take in the comments. And if you want a deep dive on his policies, smash that like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.